Okay, let's look at some fatty acids and discuss some basic characteristics of saturated, monounsaturated, and polyunsaturated fatty acids. First, let's talk about some basics. So fatty acids are used as an important source of energy, and most tissues can break it down. An exception would be the brain and the red blood cells. Neither the brain nor the red blood cells can use fatty acids as an energy source. If you think about red blood cells, you know that they have no mitochondria, no nucleus, and no ER and Golgi. So we should remember that that the glycosylation happens in the ER and the Golgi, so that's why it doesn't happen in red blood cells. So let's take a look at saturated fatty acids first. And now fatty acids chains can be long or short, cis or trans, saturated or unsaturated. But let's take a look first at the saturated form here. So what makes it saturated? First of all the carbons have hydrogens attached. This is very important when we think about a saturated fatty acid. When we compare it to monounsaturated, we notice that one of the carbon-to-carbon bonds is a double bond, and so which gives it some fluidity, and this makes it unsaturated. And look again now at polyunsaturated. We can see that there is more than one of these carbon-to-carbon bonds is double bond, which again is making it more fluid. So just finishing up on this slide, remember that longer saturated fatty acids make a cell membrane more fluid, but whereas when you have unsaturated lipids with at least one double bond, then you would have more fluidity in the cell membrane. And also remember, think about cholesterol. Cholesterol can help control fluidity because it helps with the level of saturation. Okay, continuing on to this slide, we're going to look at cis versus trans conformations in these shapes of fatty acids. So just as an overview, I would like to say that looking at these, we should know that the double bonds in natural fatty acids are always in a cis formation, and the cis formation is clear to see here. So if you look here, you can see the cis formation follow the carbon bonds into the sort of C shape, and this is what you would find in natural fatty acids. Whereas if you look at the trans double bond is what you would find in more of the artificial products. And what they're trying to do with this sort of artificial shape is they're trying to make the lipids more fluid. And so trans fatty acids are often in foods, and this increases the risk of atherosclerosis. So the point of this slide is for you to understand the difference between cis and trans conformations in fatty acids. Okay, the point of this slide is to look at fatty acids and energy production, and realize that fatty acids can also enter the mitochondria and be broken down into a source of energy, as well as, of course, glucose through glycolysis becomes pyruvate and enters, and then we have acetyl-CoA, which then continues on its journey and into energy production. So let's just rest and look at this process and think about it.